Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Hello, good evening, everyone. And welcome to Wednesday Dhamma Talk. And today I'm going to read a sutta from Majjhima Nikaya. This is a little different sutta from the other suttas. I feel so because it has different terms used in this sutta, for which the Buddha gave the references like a simile what he was comparing it to. And let's see how this sutta goes. This is from MN-23, the Ant Hill Sutta, Vammika Sutta. Thus have I heard, on one occasion, the Blessed One was leaving at Savatthi in Jitta's grove, Anantapindika's par. Now, on that occasion, the Venerable Kumāra Kassapa was leaving in the blind man's grove. Then, when the night was well advanced, a certain deity of beautiful appearance, who illuminated the whole of the blind man's grove, approached the Venerable Kumāra Kassapa and stood at one side, so standing. The deity said to him, Bhikkhu, Bhikkhu, this anthill fumes by night and flames by day. So this is going to get a little tricky. So please listen carefully. This anthill fumes by night and flames by day. Thus spoke the Brahmin. Dwell with the knife, so wise one. Delving with the knife, the wise one saw a bar. A bar, O venerable sir. Thus spoke the Brahmin, so wise one. The bar, dwell with the knife, so wise one. Delving with the knife, the wise one saw a toad. A toad, O venerable sir? Thus spoke the Brahmin. Throw out the toad, delve with the knife, so wise one. Delving with the knife, the wise one saw a fork. A fork, O venerable sir? Thus spoke the Brahmin. Throw out the fork, delve with the knife, so wise one. Delving with the knife, the wise one saw a sieve. A sieve, O venerable sir? Thus spoke the Brahmin. Throw out the sieve, delve with the knife, so wise one. Delving with the knife, the wise one saw a tortoise. A tortoise, O venerable sir? Thus spoke the Brahmin. Throw out the tortoise, delve with the knife, so wise one. Delving with the knife, the wise one saw a butcher's knife and block. A butcher's knife and block, O venerable sir? Thus spoke the Brahmin. Throw out the butcher's knife and block. Delve with the knife, so wise one. Delving with the knife, the wise one saw a piece of meat. A piece of meat, O venerable sir? Thus spoke the Brahmin. Throw out the piece of meat. Delve with the knife, so wise one. Delving with the knife, the wise one saw a Naga serpent. A Naga serpent, O venerable sir? Thus spoke the Brahmin. Leave the Naga serpent. Do not harm the Naga serpent. Honor the Naga serpent. So, for those who have joined us a little late, we are reading Majjhima Nikaya, Sutta number 23, Vammika Sutta, the Ant Hill. And this sutta has a little bit tricky words, which the Buddha says what words are being compared to. And we have just read the tricky part now. So we'll see what the Buddha has actually taught the lesson about this sutta, in this sutta. So I think there is a little repetition, and you might have heard dwell with the knife, throw out the sieve, like throwing out of something, and being with the knife. And what is the sieve? What was all of this? And what happens? What to do in the practice? All of this. Now will we move forward? Bhikkhus, you should go to the Blessed One and ask him about this riddle. As the Blessed One tells you, we so should you remember it. Students other than the Tathagata or a disciple of the Tathagata or one who has learned it from them. I see no one in this world with its gods, its maras and its Brahmins, in this generation with its recluses and Brahmins, its princesses and its people, sorry, who, whose explanation of this riddle might satisfy the mind. That is what was said by the deity, who thereupon vanished at once. So after the Brahmin spoke to the Venerable Kassapa, he said, if you want to learn the meaning, go to the Buddha or disciples of the Buddha and learn here and remember it wisely, and it will satisfy your mind. And now the Kumāra Kassapa goes to the Buddha. Then, when the night was over, the Venerable Kumāra Kassapa went to the Blessed One. After paying homage to him, he sat down at one side and told the Blessed One what had occurred. Then he asked, Venerable Sir, what is the ant hill? What the fuming by night? What the flaming by day? Who is the Brahmin? Who the wise one? What is the knife? What the twelving? What the bar? What the tod? What the food? What the sieve? What the tortoise? What the butcher's knife and block? What the piece of meat? What the naga serpent? So whatever he heard, he is asking now to the Buddha, what is this word compared to? What is the simile? What, in which comparison they choose these words? He's asking. And now the Buddha answers to the questions. Bhikkhus, the ant hill is a symbol for this body, made of material form, consisting of the four great elements, procreated by a mother and father, built up out of boiled rice and progeny, and subject to impermanence, to being worn and rubbed away, to dissolution and disintegration. So here we can see the ant hill is being compared to our own body, the physical form of our body. If you see an ant hill, you can see it will get disintegrated, it will get destroyed, it will keep changing, it has impermanence nature. So what is this body is actually made of? It has four great elements: earth element, water element, fire element, and air element. And this body is procreated by our mother and father and is being built up by the food we have consuming and is subjected to impermanence the time we have been born, and as we grow, our body is changing. So it is impermanent. As we age, our body keeps on changing. There is a change happening every moment. So it is impermanent. To being worn and rubbed away, to dissolution and disintegration. Even when we die, what happens to our body? All of the skin is taken away by ants, or if it's been burned, it changes its shape, it gets disintegrated, its bones get scattered. So here the body is also getting disintegrated the same way as an anthill. So anthill is a symbol for the body. What one thinks and ponders by night, based upon one's action during the day, is the fuming by night. So here the question is about what the fuming by night. what is fuming by night? This fuming is what one thinks and ponders by night based upon one's action during the day is the fuming by night. You see, if you hear it rightly, it's like whatever actions you do in the day, what you think and ponder in the night, based upon that, you are going to act in the day. This is called fuming by the night. And next one is, okay, I'm going to plan a day now. I'm just telling an example. In the night when I go back, okay, tomorrow these are the activities that need to be done. And then tomorrow morning, I'm going to act accordingly. So what one thinks and ponders by night based upon one's actions during the day, this is fuming by the night. And then the action one undertakes during the day by body, speech, and mind after thinking and pondering by night is the flaming by day. And what is the flaming by day? Whatever bodily actions, verbal actions, and mental actions that we are doing, and before doing, we think and ponder about it. Okay, I need to do this, whatever activity we are doing. And the way we think it before in the night and perform it in the day by body, speech, and mind, this is flaming by day. The Brahmin, what is the Brahmin word is being symbolized to? The Brahmin is a symbol for the Tathagata, accomplished and fully enlightened. So here the Brahmin word is referring to the word to the Buddha, who is fully enlightened and has the knowledge and wisdom. And now the next question is, what is wise? Who is the wise one? The wise one is a symbol for the bhikkhu in higher training. Here we can also use the word student. The wise one is a symbol for a student in higher my internet got disconnected. Okay. Okay. Here also we can see the impermanence of our internet connection. So we read the knife. Knife is for the noble wisdom. And the delving is a symbol for the arousing of energy. This arousing of energy is to recognize that our mind, what is it doing to being mindful, and also if it's going towards unwholesome, releasing, relaxing, and with a smile, coming back to a wholesome state. The bar is a symbol for ignorance. Throw out the bar is throwing removal of the ignorance. Throw out the bar, abandon ignorance. Dull with the knife, so wise one. So here we can see dull with the knife means he is saying that let go of the ignorance and act with noble wisdom. And this is the meaning of this statement. The tord is a symbol for anger and irritation. Throw out the tord, abandon anger and irritation. Dull with the knife, so wise one. He's also saying if there is a anger and irritation that is coming up, then we need to abandon it, remove it, And then how do we do it? With noble wisdom, knowing that this is going to cause us suffering, having the mindfulness established. With a smile, we come back and relax the tension and tightness. And then the fork is a symbol for doubt. Throw out the fork, abandon the doubt. Dwell with the knife, thou wise one. This is the meaning. So throwing out the fork, throwing the fork is being compared to the doubt in our practice, doubt in the path, or whatever doubt you are having regarding. If you have a question, then you can ask it and get it cleared, get the doubts cleared. And doubt here can also be doubt in the path. Having a doubt like, is this path going to lead me to free of suffering? Having a doubt in the Buddha, having a doubt in the Dhamma, is this teaching? Am I doing it rightly? Having these doubts. So here we are saying, abandon the doubt and dwell with the knife. Means we need to have wisdom. This is the meaning. The seed is a symbol for the 5 hindrances, namely, the hindrance of sensual desire, the hindrance of ill will, the hindrance of sloth and torpor, the hindrance of restlessness and remorse, and the hindrance of doubt. Throw out the seed, abandon the 5 hindrances, deal with the knife, thou wise one. This is the meaning. So here it's saying the seed that uh, you can imagine a seed. If you want to like see whatever hindrances are coming up, let those hindrances be on the top, and let the wholesome thoughts, wholesome activities that you're doing, let them pass by and leave the hindrances above on the sea. And these hindrances are sensual desire, ill will, sloth and torpor, restlessness, remorse, and hindrance of doubt. And we need to abandon these 5 hindrances and deal with the knife, thou wise one. This is the meaning. The tortoise is a symbol for the 5 aggregates affected by clinging, namely, the material form aggregate affected by clinging, the feeling aggregate affected by clinging, the perception aggregate affected by clinging, the formation aggregate affected by clinging, the consciousness aggregate affected by clinging. Throw out the tortoise, abandon the 5 aggregates affected by clinging, deal with the knife, thou wise one. This is the meaning. So the tortoise is a symbol for the 5 aggregates. These 5 aggregates are form, the bodily form, or the external forms, whatever you are seeing, that are made up of earth, water, fire, and air elements. These are the forms. And then we have feeling, the whatever we are feeling, whether it's hot, cold, loving kindness, anger, anxiety. This is the feeling that we are feeling. And then we have perception, the way we are perceiving the world, that the mind perceives, oh, you are watching Sindhu, or I am reading this book. And the colors we are seeing, the mind perceives. This is perception. The formations, how do we see these formations? These formations are the mind that forms all those thoughts, prototype thoughts. And these formations are also part of the 5 aggregates which need to be abandoned. And consciousness, every time now you're listening to me, there is also an eye consciousness if you're listening, if you're watching your screen, or there is ear contact because of my voice. And then there might be other elements that can be surrounding you. You might be listening to some other noises in your background. Then you have that consciousness as well. So there are these consciousness that are keep on coming up. So this consciousness is also impermanent, suffering, and non-self. So these 5 aggregates are a symbol for a tortoise. Throw out the tortoise and dwell with the knife. Means here, let go of these 5 aggregates and develop wisdom and have that noble wisdom so that you let go of these five aggregates. And then the last one is the butcher's knife and block is a symbol for the five chords of sensual pleasures. Forms cognizable by the eye that are wished for, desired, agreeable, and likable, connected with sensual desire and provocative of lust. Sounds cognizable by the ear, odors cognizable by the nose, flavors cognizable by the tongue, tangibles cognizable by the body, that are wished for, desired, agreeable, and likable, connected with sensual desire and provocative of lust. Throw out the butcher's knife and block. Abandon the five cord of sensual pleasure. Deal with the knife, thou wise one. This is the meaning. So here the butcher's knife and block has been as a symbol for the five chords of sensual pleasure, five senses that we are having. So these five senses, what we normally do is if we see a form that is pleasing and if we see a rose, we go and want to pluck it. And in the same way, when you hear some pleasant music or pleasant sounds, if you hear a bird, then you get kind of attached, your attention moves away. And then when you taste nice food, what happens? You try to take one more bite extra, even though you're full. So these are the five chords of sensual pleasures, which are likable, connected with sensual desire, provocative of lust, desire, and agreeable. So whenever we get act in this five sensual pleasures, our mind is engaged in them. It is acting through craving. And if we know, if we are conscious, then we can limit it, see it as being sensual pleasure and not get involved in it. And how do we do it? Here it's saying, abandon the five chords of sensual pleasures. In the seeing, if you are seeing, just see it for the sense of seeing and understanding, not grab onto these five sensual pleasures. And in the hearing, don't crave for the same music to hear. And when you are tasting the food, when you take another bite, or when you go to the same restaurant again, the, the same taste might not be there, but you start to crave. Your taste get grabbed onto it, those flavors. In the same way for the body, for the nose, for the smells, for the taste, for the sounds, for the forms. So we need to abandon these five sensual pleasures and by knife. Here the knife is the noble wisdom. This is what should be done as a student of Buddha, as a student of a Buddha. The piece of meat is a symbol for delight and lust. Throw out the piece of meat, abandon delight and lust. Deal with the knife, thou wise one. This is the meaning. So when we get satisfied, okay, now I have done my work, now it's completed, or when your lust has been satisfied regarding the forms, regarding sounds. So this piece of meat should be abandoned. And this is done by noble wisdom. Abandon the delight and lust. This is the meaning. The Naga serpent is a symbol for a bhikkhu who has destroyed the pains. Leave the Naga serpent. Do not harm the Naga serpent. Honor the Naga serpent. This is the meaning. So here, the Naga serpent is a bhikkhu who has abandoned, who has destroyed all the taints. The taints are 10, 10. So a person who has become an arahant has destroyed all these taints, and he's comparing it to a Naga serpent. And what do you do if there is a person who has destroyed these 10 taints? Leave the Naga serpent. Do not harm the Naga serpent. Honor the Naga serpent. This is the meaning. So we need to honor, respect, and do not harm them. And this is what the Blessed One said. The Venerable Kumāra Kassapa was satisfied and delighted in the Blessed One's words. Here the sutta ends, but I want to read the first para as well. Just for a repetition, I'll show a tabular form where I just prepared this so that everybody will have a deeper understanding of what it is talking about. Okay, now when I read it, you can see my screen. I have shared my screen. So I'll read it. Now you can see what it is talking about. This anthill fumes by night and flames by day. The anthill is a symbol for our body. And then fuming by night and flaming by day. This is whatever one thinks and ponders by night based upon one's action during the day. This is fuming by night. And flaming by day. Whatever actions that we are doing by body, speech, and mind, after thinking and pondering by the night, this is flaming by day. And then, thus spoke the Brahmin, delve with the knife, thou wise one. Delving with the knife, the wise one saw a bar. A bar, O venerable sir. So you can see the Brahmin is speaking, that is the Tathagata. And the wise one, who is the wise one? Here the wise one is a symbol for a student or a bhikkhu in higher training. And dull with the knife. What is knife? The knife is a symbol for noble wisdom. And what is delving with knife? It is a symbol for the arousing of energy. This arousing of energy, being mindful and having the intention and always remembering to keep developing on the path. And also by smiling, the energy can also be aroused. When you smile, your mind gets light. You will come to know what the state of your mind is and your mindfulness gets developed. Thus spoke the Brahmin, throw out the bar, dwell with the knife, thou wise one. Delving with the knife, the wise one saw a tod. A tod, O venerable sir. Thus spoke the Brahmin, throw out the tod, delve with the knife. Conceit, throw out the tod, throw out the bar. We are here showing abandon the ignorance, throw out the ignorance, throw out the anger, throw out the doubt. Delve with the knife. The wise one saw a fork. A fork, O venerable sir? Thus spoke the Brahmin. Throw out the fork, delve with the knife. Thou wise one. Delving with the knife, the wise one saw a sieve. A sieve, O venerable sir? Thus spoke the Brahmin. Throw out the sieve, delve with the knife. Thou wise one. Delving with the knife, the wise one saw a tortoise. A tortoise, O venerable sir? So here it's talking about the 5 aggregates and also 5 hindrances in the sea. Throw out the sea means remove and abandon the 5 hindrances. Throw out the tortoise, remove the 5 aggregates. And then, thus spoke the Brahmin, throw out the tortoise, dwell with the knife, thou wise one. Delving with the knife, the wise one saw a butcher's knife and block. A butcher's knife and block, O venerable sir. The butcher's knife and block are for the sensual pleasures. Thus spoke the Brahmin, throw out the butcher's knife and block. Delve with the knife, thou wise one. Delving with the knife, the wise one saw a piece of meat. A piece of meat, O venerable sir? Thus spoke the Brahmin, Throw out the piece of meat. Dull with the knife. So wise one. Dwelling with the knife, the wise one saw a Naga serpent. A Naga serpent, O venerable sir. Thus spoke the Brahmin. Leave the Naga serpent. Do not harm the Naga serpent. Honor the Naga serpent. So this is what the sutta is. Here it also says about mostly regarding the practice. Whatever we experience, that is when we start the practice, we have the energy, we have the effort that we are going to put in, and we develop a certain amount of wisdom and understanding regarding the practice. And later, even though we are still practicing, we somehow get attached to, sometimes we get irritated, or sometimes anger, doubt, maybe we get uh, involved in our hindrances, maybe we get attached or clinging to our aggregates. Maybe when we see, we have some perception in our mind and we may want them to be in the same way. And if that doesn't work out, if things doesn't go in the way I have posited in my mind, then there might be suffering. And all this happens because of ignorance in that particular moment. And then we might get caught up in our sensual pleasures as well, and in delight and in lust. So it's also important for us to like keeping this energy aroused all the time along with wisdom. When we keep practicing, our wisdom keeps developing, our mindfulness gets sharpened. And by this arousing of energy, you can see here, throw out the bar, remove the ignorance. And how do you do it? With your an arousal of energy and with the noble wisdom and understanding. Though wise one means here it is talking about the student who is in practice with the disciple of the Buddha. And then abandon the anger and irritation, abandon the doubt, abandon the five hindrances, abandon the five aggregates, abandon the five chords of sensual pleasures, and abandon the delight and lust, and honor and respect a Naga serpent, up, respect the Arahant, leave them and do not harm them. This is the meaning. And this sutta is a little different from other suttas. I find it a little different because the first part is like a words that are not frequently used in the sutta, but it's quite interesting sutta regarding our practice. What are the things that we are going to experience and how we need to like develop it and cultivate into the wholesome way. It's through arousal of energy and through noble wisdom and through mindfulness. All this can happen. Before going, I'd like to share a short reading from another book. Give me a minute, I'll just get that book. Okay, I'm back. So this is a reading from a book called The Sacred Equation. Author is Ajahn Sun. And I was just reading through this book and I found it really interesting regarding the mindfulness and how it's going to help our practice. And the arousal of energy that we just read, how is it going to happen? So I want to share it. This short sharing, just two paragraphs. If we use a blunt knife and try to cut branches and veins, will it cut through them? Our minds are just the same. Without collectedness, our mindfulness and wisdom are not sharp. not sharp enough to penetrate that object of contemplation. So we are in position of a blunt knife. Sharpen it, of course. Mindfulness and wisdom are sharpened by developing collectedness. Ordinary intelligence is not as sharp as wisdom. People who lack moral virtue can possess intelligence but not wisdom. If we want our intelligence to have the sharpness of wisdom, we must observe the moral precepts and practice collectedness. It is the continual practicing of collectedness that does the sharpening. Once our faculties of mindfulness and wisdom are sharp, they will probe into all our sensory experiences with the aim of seeing the impermanence of forms, sounds, odors, taste, and bodily sensations. Everything will be taken up for examination. Sati Panna, mindfulness and wisdom, originate from the power of collectedness. Collectedness is the strength or the energy that supports mindfulness and wisdom. Just think of a cell phone. If we keep using it, the battery will run down until eventually it is flat. We then have to recharge it. We use the phone and then recharge it. And with the continual charge, the battery becomes full, ready for use again. Don't practice. If we don't practice collectedness, the mind will just keep on thinking the long, whole day long about work, family, hassles, or many other little things that it likes to think about. However, all this thinking leaves the mind in a weak and tired state. In other words, its batteries has been drained. Mindfulness and wisdom have been drained of their energy. So we have to recharge our battery, and we do this by giving the mind some rest, resting it in the peacefulness of collectedness. Having rested, the mind will be energized, and mindfulness and wisdom will once again be able to deal with any problems. So this is a short sharing. I hope this finds you helpful. And it's really important for us to have at least 30 minutes in our day taken out from 24 hours and practice meditation. And if I if you have heard it clearly, even though one has knowledge without moral virtue and without practice of collectedness, the knowledge and intelligence is just intelligence. And if we want that intelligence to be equal to wisdom, one need to practice the collectedness, keeping the precepts and then practicing the meditation. And this happens, and when you keep your precepts and practice collectedness of your mind, your mindfulness and wisdom gets sharpened. And when your mindfulness gets sharpened and your wisdom develops regarding the things, regarding the nature of the things, having the impermanence nature experienced, seeing in all the five forms of five senses and all the five aggregates, when you see that these are impermanent through your wisdom, through your mindfulness, and when you experience them, you let go of them, and your mind can still be in a collected state even if you are not meditating. And when you keep practicing, your mindfulness will definitely get sharpened and your wisdom will keep on developing. And I hope you're all smiling. Anybody has a question regarding your practice or a short sharing? Nobody has a question? Maybe I need to pick each and everybody and ask them how their practice is. Maybe Paul, how did you find today's reading? Was it helpful? How is your practice?
I enjoyed the sutta, but I don't understand the symbols. Why does a toad be a symbol of anger, for example? What is there any logic behind these symbols? What's a bar? Is that a bar of metal or a? I'm assuming it's not a bar in a pub.
Okay, here
Difficult.
he's anger for a Todd when you see ignorance as a bar. I don't know why if that particular words have been used. Maybe I will share my screen once again for those who are want to look at it. This symbol, he is symbolizing them to those things. Leave those you have see here this is saying what they're telling. This is searching for something. When you go on searching, when you start living your life, you will find all these things. You find a bar, you find a toy, you find food, you find a seed. So all these things you find anger arousing, you find irritation, you find doubt. All these things are to be, he's giving a symbol when you go out. I'm sorry, there was impermanence again, and internet connection was problem. So that's okay. Maybe we'll share the merits today. May suffering once be suffering free, and the fear stuck fearless be. May the grieving shed all grief, and may all beings find relief. May all beings share this merit that we have thus acquired for the acquisition of all kinds of happiness. May beings inhabiting space and earth, devas and nagas of mighty power, share this merit of ours. May they long protect the Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you everyone for joining.